What's up, everyone? Welcome to Barstool Breakdown. Today is Saturday, March 30th, and we got a great show for you today. But before I get into that, please like and subscribe. We're at 685 subscribers. We're trying to get to 1,000. Get the boys to 1,000 subscribers, please. This week, we got an awesome interview with the newest member of the pirate ship. It's the man behind the cartoon, Ohio's Tate. Let's get it.
Get sturdy as fuck. This is it.
I should be over all the butterflies, but I'm into you. And baby, even on the worst nights, I'm into you.
All right, we're here with a very special guest. You probably know him from the NYC blog wars over the past couple months. He's the president of the United Tate'S of America. It's Ohio's Tate. How we doing, brother?
What's going on, boys? How are we doing tonight?
Is that what we're going with, by the way? President of the United States of America?
Read the
Commander
blog, Frankie.
of the United States.
I'm just saying, is that like, I mean, Commander-in-Chief is the president, Jonathan.
Yeah. No, we got a good crew right now. We got a little Discord, we got a little group chat going. So I'm excited for the Tate'S.
Yeah, I'm gonna need that link ASAP. I'll get more into the Patriots later, and I would like a role basically, but we'll talk about it later. We'll get to know each other first, and how I usually get to know people like on this show. Frankie mentioned the blog wars and all that, but I feel like it goes back like further than that. You were blogging for a long time behind there. You were on Barstool Idol, which I came to find out through your blogging. But what got you into Barstool, and what really started that?
Yeah, so I graduated in 2015 from Ohio State, and I got my first teaching job right out of college, and I went to live with my grandma. So she would go to bed at like 6 p.m. every night, and I was just like looking for things to do. And that's when I discovered Pardon My Take, and I fell in love with Pardon My Take. And then I would watch this was when Dave was on the Rundown like all the time. And I was like, dude, I remember getting home and watching the Rundown every single night, listening to Pardon My Take, just reading all the blogs of Barstool. And so I became obsessed. And then that was like my first 2 years out of college. I just became a huge stoolie. And then when they did Barstool Idol the first time, I just watched it. And I was like, well, Francis was awesome, obviously. But the rest of them, I was like, dude, I think I would have a chance if I did this. So I just waited my time until they did it again and submitted a video. And that's how it got started.
That's fucking awesome. It's kind of like a similar path to like, my fandom was like, AWL and then Rundown and then trickled into everything else to where I fucking made a podcast about it with Frankie here. But, yours developed into blogging. So how'd the blogging come to be?
Well, I've always enjoyed writing. I was really into high school newspaper. Like my junior year of high school, I thought that I was going to be like a sports reporter. Like I won. I got honored at the state tournament, for junior sports writer of the year or something.
Oh shit.
Which was cool. But I was a big time tryhard, trying to get interviews with Cleveland Indians players and Akron Arrows players and stuff like that. Came back my senior year and I was like, no, I want to do funny things. I did the obituaries page it was fun. So I always enjoyed writing. But then fast forward to Barstool Idol, I was a basketball coach. I was a teacher.
Well, what's your degree in, real quick?
English education.
Okay, so writing's strong point of yours forever. I just was wondering in college.
Yeah, for sure. I figured ultimately I went into education because it was a safer route. I didn't know what journalism would do for me. But yeah, so when Barstool Idol opened up, first couple challenges, I thought I was doing pretty well. I really enjoyed it. But I had a bunch of people watching me, like my principal, my students, their parents. And so as the week went on, it got more inappropriate tasks. We had to do stand-up comedy. We had to do a 9-beer challenge. And I just knew people were watching me. So ultimately from my blogging, Dave and I kind of talked that night and he's like, do you just want to go home and blog from Ohio part-time? And that was the best thing that ever happened to me was I would get to coach, teach, and blog at the same time.
The Holy Trinity for Ohio State. Yeah. I mean that's awesome. So you get the job, you're like, all right, and then you do it for so long, and then I guess we'll just roll right into that. You're blogging behind the picture basically for so long. Ohio sports, very niche. Guys like me will read it. and like, maybe like you'll get posted on main for something. I'm not sure. I wasn't familiar with your game until what was that initial inclination? What caused that fire to come out with the blog that shocked everybody? I'm sick and tired of lazy Barstool employees.
Well, it all started. I mean, yeah, it's crazy. Obviously people didn't know who I was, especially if you don't read the blogs. But I've been here. It's coming up 6 years now.
That's blowing my fucking mind right now. I had no idea. That's crazy.
Yeah, I actually in the intro I was gonna say it was like you might know him over the past 5 or 6 years from blogging, but you probably know him over the last couple of months, because I was like, dude, that's what I think we were DMing about. I'm like, your like stock over the last couple of months is insane. Like I said, go from Ohio niche stuff to just like everyone's like, I'm Ohio State guy. Like I said, I hate Ohio State. For me to say that stuff over and over, I have to make sure. It's
got a fucking army.
Tate. I have to keep pausing so that people don't think that I'm saying the other thing. So
yeah, well, so honestly, when it first started, I like came out hot out of the gates back after Idol, and I was like, I'm going to do this all the time. I love it. I was going to do some funny stuff. Everything was going well, and then about a year in, Dave actually asked me, he like messaged me. He's like, hey, do you want to go full time? And wasn't really sure, blah, blah, had a good basketball team. And I was like, hey, I'm content with what I'm doing right now. And I kept doing the funny stuff. I remember what actually got me in trouble. I was coaching basketball, I was teaching, and I was doing it all behind a character. Do you guys remember Tate Martell, the quarterback?
Dude, yeah. I watched all those shows that he was on, and he went to Miami after a while. So yeah, dude, I know who that. Oh
so,
my God.
So his sister was a good-looking girl, and I remember on Halloween night. So I was coaching basketball, I was teaching, and I was blogging. No one really pieced it together who I was until she dressed up as like Pocahontas for Halloween, and I blogged the video. And I remember I was like, some kids like Reese's, some kids like Snickers, but like my favorite Halloween can't treat is Riley Martell's sweet honey buns, because she was like twerking on the camera. And a parent of a girl that I cut from the basketball team called the superintendent.
Oh, no shit.
And was like, do you know that this guy is that guy, and he's coaching girls basketball, and he's talking about girls' butts?
Wait, how'd he find out?
He knew. I don't know. He knew somehow, because this was a new school that I was from originally. But whatever, I got called in. I had to miss basketball practice that day. I had to meet with the superintendent. I had to explain, like, guys, like, these are two different people. That's why I keep them separate. Like Tate Moore, the basketball coach that you know, and Ohio's Tate, who blogs behind a cartoon, and they just didn't know Barstool. So we came to an agreement basically that I would only be doing sports moving forward. I wouldn't be using bad words.
Shit.
So it really sucked, honestly.
Oh, I was going to say, that must have been so hard, dude. Having to
you
just
lose
be
the
like
personality.
You're basically Bob Saget on freaking
yeah.
What was that fucking show where he couldn't curse even though he wanted to all the time?
No, that's what it was.
Well, it's particularly hard to like create a voice in writing, and like having that funny shit helps you like express and create that voice. But if it's just sports, like there's only so much shit you can say on sports, especially if you're already under the radar.
1,000%. I would say my blogging, I really do think coming out of the gate, I think I was doing a good job. And I think I was on a path to like K Marco, Dave. Some people were like, hey, you're doing a good job. Okay, sounds good. Or your writing's good. Then it took that huge dive because I had to go from like I had to start saying like the Browns stink. Like, oh man, our quarterback is terrible. Cause I couldn't say, I had like people watching me. So anyways, from there.
Which also still accurate statement, but yeah, continue. Sorry.
I just can't believe you said, Tate Martell, and I'm like, oh shit, someone's going to put Ohio's Tate and Tate Martell together. It just so happens to be that his sister's hot and was shaking her ass, which is just insane that the names happen to match. I was waiting for like the smoking gun of like Tate, and it was like, just had nothing to do with it. That's crazy that this guy knew, man.
His sister was twerking as Pocahontas and someone was like that. So, the next like 2-3 years, like I definitely kept it low key. Like I was still blogging, but I wasn't like saying anything inappropriate. Ended up moving schools to a new job, blocked everyone imaginable, like principal, superintendent, athletic director, all the parents, all the players. Like no way would they find out. Kind of got a little bit looser with the lips, but still aware, like, hey, there's people out there that know.
Yeah, it's
Um,
possible.
Yeah. So, and there would be times like I'd be at a basketball game and like a student from the other student section would like yell it. And so people knew a little bit. But yeah,
That would
basically,
sketch me out, dude. I'd be tripping. If I heard that, I'd be like, oh fuck, don't go any further. Don't say it again. You know?
Frankie,
but yeah,
Frankie, that day might come for you. We got
I was gonna say, dude, I got called to the principal's office after our Vegas trip, and I don't think I sweat so much in my entire life because I'm like, oh my God, she's gonna be like, we saw that you were gone in these videos and whatever, and you can't do this anymore. And I was just like, dude, please don't. And it ended up just being that I didn't have enough time and I went to Vegas. And
oh, okay.
so yeah, I mean, it's still
yeah, we're not too popular yet.
reprimanded, but you know,
We're getting there. But no, honestly, that is something I wasn't as concerned anymore with, like the bad language of the writing, because I knew like I wasn't saying, if you're not talking about like girls or the F word or stuff like that, like, are you really gonna get in trouble for being like the Browns quarterback played like shit? So what I was more concerned about was I was blogging on like school time. Like,
right.
I was a teacher using my hotspot because they blocked Barstool on my school computer, and I'm like blogging. So I thought that could get me in trouble. So anyways, I guess long way of telling the story is I was doing a lot of things to continue to work for Barstool because I loved it. So then this summer, Gaz reached out, totally fair. Dave bought back the company, and he was just like, dude, you're not like working very hard. You're not writing enough blogs, which he was right. Like I hadn't heard from anyone in a very long time, like not from the editors, not from any, I didn't know if you're doing good. I didn't know if I was doing bad. I didn't know. I hadn't, whatever. So he was like, dude, if you're not going to write, we're not going to pay you. So we agreed that I would give him the money back for like the last month, and that I would now have a number.
Shit.
Yeah. And there would now have to be, but again, this is no problem.
No, yeah, it makes sense. You
Yeah,
understand.
that's why
like,
everybody fucking loves you, dude. Sorry, Jonathan, but it's like giving fucking money back to the company because you didn't do enough. Like, meanwhile, oh God, this must lead right into the blog. So go ahead, because
no, this is what it was. It wrote. So I was like, at first, I was like, that's fair. Like I remember it was the last day of school. I was messaging him on my phone. I was like, dude, you're right. Like I messed up. I like took it for granted how cool this company is. Like, tell me what I need to do. Keep the money if you want. Make me work for free. I don't care. I just want to keep writing. So he's like, all right, well, the editors came up with a number, and the number is going to be 35 blogs a month, which like right now, full-time, not a big deal. Part-time.
Yeah.
It seemed like it was a lot of blogs. And I did it the first month. And then the second month was July, which if you know, like Barstool kind of takes off the week in July, and there's not a lot to talk about. So I think I did like 20 blogs, and I just assumed like, all right, this isn't the end of the world. I'm not missing any like Browns, Buckeyes, anything. No, he reached out on the last day of the month, and he was like, dude, I thought we had a deal. Like I thought you were blogging 35 times a month. So I was like, you got it. Won't ever happen again. So August 35, September 35, October 35, November 35, December 35, January 35. And I'm like keeping up with, like, you can see how many blogs people are doing. And I don't care about them, like their work ethic, like do what you want to do. I don't mind. But why was my number so damn high when I was getting paid $500 every 2 weeks, before taxes? Being taxed is like a
Jesus Christ, dude.
So I was just
Did
like,
you ever tell that in your?
think-
Did you say that you gave the money back for that month in your blog ever?
I think I said it. I think I might have said it on the unnamed show. Like we basically agreed,
okay.
like when I say like gave the money back, it was like the end of May, and I was like, yeah, keep the pay.
No,
this
I get
month.
what you're saying. I don't think that was one part of the story I don't think I knew. So I'm glad that you're saying it here. So hopefully, if people that listen to this didn't know, because that's insane. And like I said, it kind of leads right into that point. Like you're looking at your numbers, and then you look at all these people in New York, and you're like, wait, they're getting paid all this money and talking about all this shit that they're buying and doing and whatever, and I'm sitting here blogging my ass off at a school, like trying to, you know what I mean? Like, Jesus,
Yeah, and
dude.
there was times when I would like, again, who cares about like the work ethic? But I'm saying like to be able to get my 35 done,
Not right.
I would have to wake up at 4 a.m. I would have to stay up late. I would have to go blog. You know, it'd be halftime of the JV basketball game, and I'd be blogging about Caleb Downs from my phone. So I just thought I was working really hard. And I will say, I don't know who came up with the 35 because everyone's like deflected that. Like Gaz originally said, like, you know, the editors said, but then I remember Nate said, like, damn, that is a lot. I didn't realize that. So whatever, not a big deal. Point being, I thought I was working hard. And then I'm like,
Nate. Let's just be honest. It was
still a Barstool fan. So I'm like watching the Barstool radio, like Barstool radio's back. That's great. I love Barstool radio. And I'm just watching it and
Past tense.
yeah. And I'm watching it and I hear, you know, Kelly be like, you know, she blogs at home on Friday. And I'm not trying to get into all that or whatever, but that is what made me mad was that I thought that I was working really hard and being held under a microscope, in my opinion, of like, even in July, you didn't do your 35 in July, Tate. I was like, Jesus. Okay.
Really?
I did my 35. And so for people to, I guess I wanted to know what everyone else's number was, even though it's none of my business, but like, are other people getting messages at
Right.
the end
Yeah.
of the month?
You're working your ass off to pump out these 35 and you're trying to make them all good content. And then you're hearing Kelly Keegs sit on radio and talk about how she wants to take off Fridays and blog from home, but you haven't seen a blog come from her on a Friday in 8 months, whatever it is, whatever the number is.
And again, it wasn't an individual thing. Like, that's what I hate about the whole thing is it was not supposed to be like,
yeah, but it just so happened to be on the week that everyone was killing radio. And like, I mean, all the stoolies were killing it. So it maybe it's just, circumstantial there. Like it all just, worlds collided at the same time. But yeah, then you have Dave coming on saying, why the fuck aren't you talking about this? So yeah, I mean, it sparked a bunch of stuff, but I'm sorry to interrupt, but yeah.
No, good. I mean, that's so basically from there, I wrote the first blog and it was supposed to be more like an overarching, like, why am I being held under a microscope when a lot of people don't appear to be? And then, she wrote one back and I wrote one back, and then Nate said, something on his Nate. Yeah, he's like, you should be thankful for every dollar you get. And then that's when I was like, do you guys think I'm getting like, so I will say,
when you just said that amount in 2 weeks, I was like, wait, what?
Yeah. And if you watch, like, I wasn't even getting paid I was unpaid for the first year. And then I was just doing it because I love it. Like, I love this company and I love writing. Even Kelly's like first rebuttal, like you can like see what like was edited or whatever. Her first one was like saying like it implied that I was making like $50,000 a year. Right. And I was like, no, over my 5 years, I still haven't made $50,000.
No, I just did the math. You were making $14.28 before taxes on each blog.
Yeah. So
you probably should have said, yeah, I'm making $50,000 a year with my teaching salary plus my Barstool salary.
Yeah, there you go. Hey, shout out to teachers. Teachers need paid more.
I know. Goddamn.
I do feel bad that it sparked like so much like problems, and it was more like my frustration with my own situation. But
I'm glad you're here, dude, because I think that's a huge piece of this whole thing. Whereas like in my head, I was like, oh, this guy wants to get in the mix now. Like he's seeing people looking and like, go, like he's just going to get in there. This is crazy. Like I didn't know he was a wild man like this. Meanwhile, you're really just a fucking awesome dude, which is why I think people connect with you. And you're just like, hey, I'm doing like a really good job here. And no one's like giving me a attaboy. They're just like putting me under a microscope, like you said. Meanwhile, people are just destroying something that everybody loved in Barstool Radio. And they're just not, on the chopping block like that, I guess. So it is kind of funny, like I said, because it looked like you were kind of just piling on like everybody else, where it was like Barstool Radio sucks, and you were just like, I'm just going to jump in this. But it's really not that at all. It was really you being like, hey, I'm a hard ass worker. Everyone, like, please notice that. Like, you know what I mean? And just so happened they were in the crosshairs because of what was going on. So
to be honest,
Nate stepped into him though. Nate stepped into him.
Oh yeah. He always does, as he does.
Yeah.
In my opinion, I wrote the first one, and if you read it back, I know it was pinpointed at someone, but I was frustrated with my own situation and tried to make like an overarching point. I don't think what I said was that mean in the first one. And then from there, I only responded to people that I thought crossed the line with me. And I do like
I mean, we don't have to go in on it, but the one that was caught on the back end, like that's bullshit. Like you can't put that up for nobody. Like the screenshots are a thing. Yeah.
And I told Nate I won't talk about that anymore.
Yeah,
because
right.
I respect. He did call me immediately. I get what he was saying, and he did call me immediately and was like, "Dude, I fucked up," and I was like, "That's fine." So.
Right. Yeah. But all right. So moving on from that, and then you put down the dog. Everyone saw that, and who also came out with speed nating, which that's something else. There was one specific question. We have to bring it up. Clemmer came on the show. Mentioned it in an interview we had with him. He what did he say, Frankie? I just lost my train of thought.
Are you talking about what he said about?
Clement mentioned it in our interview. He's saying they FaceTimed you.
Oh, I'd love to clear that up. That's one thing.
They FaceTimed you. The way that Clemmer told it, they FaceTimed you, and he was like, "Oh, hey Tate." Keegs grabbed the phone, boom, hang up. And then I proceeded to call you soft, and that's on me.
Oh, I don't like that.
Hey, I've already admitted what I said. I was like, this guy probably doesn't want to be in front of a camera. He might not be able to talk.
Hold on. I'm gonna.
But like you said, I didn't know the story, so let's hear that.
Yeah, let me go back in my text too, because I'm pretty sure I have it.
And it's good. You kind of cleared that up too when you mentioned that your students heard Kelly Keegs and they were like, "Oh, is that OnlyFans girl?" And you're not allowed to talk about that in the school. So I'm just kidding. Sorry, Tate. I'm sorry.
You gotta cut that.
No, but the honest to God truth and is this, and I texted Nate. This is the only thing I think I have. I think I like the locker room atmosphere where it's like you can crack jokes, I can crack jokes. We can both. I don't mind it. I don't think that story was portrayed correctly. I don't think they're lying, but here's what happened. I'm literally a teacher in the classroom. I receive a FaceTime from Nate, who is my boss. Yeah. I answer the FaceTime in the middle of a fire drill when I'm like out there, like you have to like, all right, Johnny's here. Like,
yeah,
Sam's
your whole
here,
roster
doing all this. And I literally answer the phone, not sure what's going on. And mind you, I'm also not a full-time employee yet. Like I haven't been offered a job, nothing's whatever, or I haven't signed a contract, whatever. So I answer the phone and I'm just like, "Hey guys, like I can't do this right now. Like I'm on a fire drill." Boom. I would love, they say they have like video of it, whatever. If you can hear me, you're going to say, "Hey guys, I'm in the middle of a fire drill right now. I can't answer the phone." Boop. And then it turned into, he didn't want to be, what were they doing? The rundown?
Yeah, they were doing the run. Yep, rundown because she stepped in on the rundown. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I just the story is not that I saw who was on the phone and was afraid to answer the phone. That to me is crazy. But yeah,
it's a wildly different story from. I mean, clearly it makes sense what you're saying. You answered and said, "Hey, I can't do this," and then you hung up. The way that Clemmer said it was that I forget who said he had the phone and then passed it to Kelly and she was like, "Hi, Ohio's Tate," and then you hung up. So it was like,
that's how it was said.
I guess I truly think it's a misunderstanding, but I just don't understand the accusation then that. So I'm writing these blogs, we're in this thing, and I would answer Nate and I would answer Clemmer, but once she got it, that I would be like, "Oh, I can't do that anymore." So
that's how it was portrayed, and that's why. Yeah. Well, and also, when I first reached out to you, I let you know. I was like, I may or may not have said that. Whatever.
I love it though. Again, like I said, you can say whatever you want. I like it. It's fun.
I was gonna say I never said anything, so don't put me in the next blog because
you called Peyton Fremer a bitch. All right, people don't forget that. You called Peyton Fremer a bitch. People don't forget that.
Yeah, she came up to me in Vegas and was like, "Hey, you called me a bitch on your podcast," and I was like, "No, that wasn't me. That had to be him." And then later on, I was like, "Hey, yeah, it was for sure me. I'm sorry. I'm a Mook guy, and you were crushing Mook that week." So, but yeah, like I said, I definitely said something. I might have said it right on this podcast, and I was like, I don't know, maybe he can't speak the way that he can write. Maybe he doesn't want his face on camera or whatever.
Accusation.
I was going to say, you mentioned that on Stoolie Wednesday last week that you were like, most people think this, and I was like, yeah, that's what I thought. So I'm glad that you are on all these different pods, and here you are.
Yeah,
Say
that one's driven me nuts forever. I'm not saying that I'm the funniest person in the world talking. What I am saying is that I chose to be behind a cartoon for 6 years. Meanwhile, I'm in front of 150 students a day talking,
Yeah.
8 hours a day. The idea that like I was going to come on here and like have like a stutter and like have a lisp and be like, I can't talk. I can just type drove me nuts.
It would have been fucking awesome if you did, though, man. It would have been fucking awesome.
Do you know how stupid I felt last week when you said that, and I was like, oh yeah, he's a fucking teacher. Obviously, he's talking in front of lots of people over and over. I think in my head, maybe I was like, well, they're adults, not kids, so maybe it's different, even though clearly it's almost harder to talk to kids half the time, honestly, in my opinion, because they don't fucking listen.
I agree. It's like hosting the rundown every day with a bunch of kids in front of you.
Yeah, right.
So
I just have a crazy question. Since we're talking about school, I just have to ask you, like, your craziest student or parent story that you had. It doesn't have to be time like that you were with Barstool, just in general as a teacher, because I know you were a teacher for a while.
Yeah.
Like something that just sticks, even if it's not crazy, just something that sticks to you that you're just like, how did that happen or whatever?
Yeah, well, first of all, COVID was the wildest thing that I've ever been a part of in my entire life.
Yeah.
I remember I had to wear a mask and a face mask.
Face shield. Yeah.
A shield, yeah. So I had to wear a mask and then a face shield. And we weren't allowed to we were allowed to pass out paper, but we weren't allowed to collect it. They all had to sit 6 feet apart. It was a circus. So that would but also when they closed down schools for the next 3 months in Ohio, that was the coolest thing I've ever been a part of.
Sick. Did you have to teach over the computer?
Oh yeah. We were teaching hard too. We were teaching hard.
Like you're wake up in the morning and post like, this is what I need you to do today, and then you're just back in bed for the rest of the day. It's unbelievable.
I did get good with the green screen though. I would put like a green screen behind me and like make like a lesson of what we're doing. But it was so much easier to make like a 10-minute video, post it instead of hosting live class. You got me messed up. I'm not doing it.
I did it like once every like week or 2 weeks, just in case someone had a question that I didn't answer, but that was it. I was posting videos there was times where I was posting YouTube videos. Shout out Mr. J on YouTube, because he had the same emoji or memoji that I have. So I would just post that and be like, don't worry about the Mr. J part. That's me. So
yeah, I love it. But no, to answer your craziest, the craziest moment I had. So it was my second year teaching, and we had a student. I shared this on mostly sports too, but it just sticks out. We had a student who was in high school, and he had cancer. It was very sad. And like the whole school was like very tense at all times. Like, is he doing okay? Is he doing okay? Whatever. It's a K-12 school, so we're all together. The whole school gets called down to the gym over the loudspeaker by the superintendent. So I'm like in the hallways, like as a teacher, being like, dude, I know that this is going to be not good news. And just to tell you right now, it was good news. The kid is fine. He's still alive. Everything's good. But we thought it was going to be sad. Like, why would the superintendent call the whole school district down?
Yeah.
So everyone's like teary-eyed. He's like, all right, I have some very, very serious news to tell you about. And basically it was that like one of like the middle schoolers, like had this like disease that made them have like diarrhea all the time. And it was like extremely contagious. So he was electing to so we had spring break in 2 weeks. So he was going to shut down the school for 2 weeks and spring break. And we were going to do just no school. So our spring break was 3 weeks long in my second year of teaching.
That's sick.
It was so cool. And then we came back, and it was such a small school, but such like a serious like disease that we made an assembly line of teachers. Everyone that entered the building, they had to go right into the bathroom. One of the teachers turned on the water. One of the teachers hit the soap. I was the person that dried their hands with a towel. Someone then held the trash can. I threw it away. And it was just like, it was the wildest 3 weeks and then the rest of the year. So
that was for one student. You had to like.
One student had it in the school district. That's how we chose to handle it.
Oh shit! Okay, I get what you're saying.
It was like
now.
super contagious and stuff.
Yeah, and we just wanted to make sure.
When I was when we visited Hong Kong in the Navy, we all got after we left port, it was like 3 days later, one person got sick and it trickled through the whole ship. It was called the double dragon, make you diarrhea and throw up. But you only have it for 2 days. But yeah, it's a terrible 2 days.
get
It's
it?
like your drink. Oh yeah. Everybody in the fucking ship got it. You couldn't avoid it. It was like it passed a certain time. It was like, oh sweet, I'm not gonna have it. Fuck yeah, immune system 1-0 us. Nope. Shit my pants in bed. Yep, one of those.
I love it.
Yeah, you love that. Yeah. I pulled a Stephen Che, but I knew it happened.
I saw that.
Yeah,
Oh,
that was
God.
a wild fucking story.
Just a huge dick coming out of your ass. It's just a horrible choice of words. He never ceases to amaze me with the things that he says and the things that he does. It's just he's an unbelievable human.
Yeah, horrible choice of words and a horrible segue to what I was going to ask. Well, not really ask. Congrats on your basketball team. I mean, you guys made a run. It was awesome to follow. I was this close to winning. That guy really nailed it head on, and I was close to it. But yeah, what got you into coaching?
My high school English teacher was also my high school basketball coach, and I would say he impacted me more than anyone in my most impressionable years. So then I wanted to become an English teacher and a basketball coach. And I mean, I loved it. I still do. I did it for 9 years, and I'm not saying that I'm, done doing it one day, but I feel like a teacher and a coach has the ability to impact I had 150 kids a year for the last 9 years, and then, 25 basketball players for the last 9 years. So relationship building is really fun, and you're an important part of their life. And someone did it for me, and I was just trying to pass it along to the next group. So.
Yeah, that's awesome because everyone remembers their best coach. You know what I mean? Like anyone who played a sport, you remember what Coach Tate told you. So that's sick. And the way that you kind of interacted with the students, especially once you came out on social media like that, and everyone got to see that side of you, the coach side. I feel like that's cool. As a high school basketball player, obviously not now, I'm a little past that, but former high school basketball player, that would have been awesome. Obviously it was a different age, but if my coach took me for 94 feet for a quick interview, that shit's cool, and it shows personability. That's sweet.
Yeah, thank you for saying that. And that was an interesting, the girls loved it, the parents loved it, but the amount of people, and it seemed like the response was 99% positive, but then there was that 1% of people that would be like, you're making this all about yourself. You put your face on the warm-ups. That drove me crazy. Aaliyah's video that we did, the 94 feet, got 4 million views.
Yeah.
And I'll also say, I'm not saying it was the only reason, but a Division II college reached out and was like, hey, tell us more about Aaliyah. It's and then Harper just got first team Ohio yesterday. Awesome.
Yeah.
Harper, I'm shouting her out. People are talking about her. They loved it. And I just thought it was cool to document that journey with that group. So
especially the run you guys were on. I mean, it got exciting to follow. It's not like I follow high school basketball in Ohio, but it's holy shit, these guys are doing it. Okay, let's tune into this.
13,000 people watching our district final game,
And
which is bananas.
That's
Right.
insane.
Yeah,
and
so
it's actually, I was actually thinking this whole time while we were talking, you were talking about different ideas that people have, whatever. And I don't know, maybe this is already one and I'm just not with it right now, but I feel like now that you're in Chicago, you need to reach out to some schools and be like, hey, I was this, awesome basketball coach back in Ohio. I'm going to coach your girls or boys or whatever you want to do. And just be like, the only caveat is I'm not working for the school. I work for Barstool, and I'm going to be doing vlogs and videos and stuff on. I feel like Coach Tate would just be the next Coach Prime. You just get picked up by Amazon Prime on the second season.
Me and Mincy talked about doing that, finding an inner city, and he said he'd be my assistant and be the clipboard guy. I'll say this. I've toyed around with the idea.
New York's doing it. I don't see why Chicago couldn't.
Well, but he's got to coach it. It's got to be hardball too.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Clemmer is coaching New York right now. They're doing their thing. I get what your angle is. Obviously Tate could outcoach Clemmer. It kind of seems like this rivalry's already lined itself up. Why the fuck not?
Well, if they wanted to do New York versus Chicago, that'd be interesting. Pat Bev plays for us now.
True. Shout out the Bucks. Yeah, who the Lakers came back on. Belt the ass, Pat.
I did hear that New York came here for, maybe it was the combine or something before I was here, a couple weeks before I got here. And they played not straight up New York versus Chicago, but they said the New York guys can play a little bit. So that's interesting because
Yeah,
we
but
haven't
Mark
got.
Titus and Pat Bev, that's kind
Yeah,
of tough.
yeah.
Yeah.
So, but I heard Nick
Yeah, but
Mulcahy is really good and Dana Beers is good. So we'll see.
yeah, I feel like the New York office plays like the church men's league type of basketball where it's just like bodies and sweat and just throwing up like,
It's
backboard
Billy.
shots and stuff.
I watched the whole documentary last year. It's Billy football, just crashing the boards, getting offensive boards, and Dana B does the same thing on the defensive end. But Dana B's he's got a little finesse in his game. He's
Yeah,
not
he's
uber
not bad,
athletic,
dude.
but he's got some post moves. He knows how to handle the rock, but they don't have shooters. That's their problem. They don't.
Well,
have
Nick's good too, and then
hit some from outside every now and then. And Nick's good. Yeah, Nick's good.
who's the dude with the long hair? I can't believe I'm forgetting his name. I feel bad, but
I don't know. But I don't know if we have anyone. I think we definitely have shooters. The amount of shots that go up in that office per day is crazy. We play sevens all the time, but our shooting is good. I don't know who our inside presence would be. Like I haven't
White
really.
Boy Rick.
Yeah,
That is true.
Rick's
I
good.
heard he's good.
Dude, did you see? He posted a video yesterday of him hitting like 10 threes in a row, just sitting out there
Yeah,
shooting,
they
and
have a
he's like
gun now.
6'6".
I have heard I heard they play on Fridays, but since I've been here, it was conference tournament, March Madness. I'm hoping we play this Friday. So like Dan didn't play the one time I played. White Boy Rick didn't play. I heard White Boy Rick is the best in the office.
I feel like
Oh,
I could
shit.
take him. You take him in one-on-one, and obviously you're excluding Titus, who they always just post like Titus beating his mostly sports crew 26-2, which is like crazy. Yeah, obviously, but yeah, I think White Boy Rick. Yeah, you could probably take. I seen his game on Twitter. I think I could take him too. I posted my own
Bro,
3
he's
shots.
like 6'7", dude.
He's
Yeah,
not.
that don't
I
mean
talked
nothing.
about that today. He's
No.
not 6'7". His
He's
like
shorter than that.
Humble bio's 6'5". That dude's
Yeah.
6'4".
Plus, I'm a
Is
bully
he?
in the post. I got a wide body and my footwork's good. I play good D, bro. You're not gonna get an easy bucket on me in the post.
Well, let's put it this way: my dad's 6'5", maybe almost 6'6", and when Cliff DiMartino and White Boy Rick were standing near him, and they both seemed that they were about the same size, I was like, "Holy shit, these guys are huge." Speaking of, how tall are you?
6'2".
Okay, so you're pretty normal because that office is fucking
tall,
huge,
so.
dude. I literally just feel like a midget. I'm 5'10", and I'm just like staring up at every single person in that office. It's insane.
Yeah, Barstool low-key has like some sneaky athletes too. Like even like we played with Nicky Smokes the other day. The dude's like athletic. There's KB's in there lifting in the mornings. Hank's in there trying to dunk. I know that there's some good baseball players. In there. So there's some athletes at Barstool right now.
Yeah, well, Hank's actually like people don't. I don't know if I mean I think people do know it, but like he's like a legitimate athlete. Like he could play. He could pick up almost any sport and do it pretty well. Like he's really fucking good at ping pong, even though Jake Marsh is better than him, best in the office.
Yeah.
Like he's really fucking good. I could see it just by watching him play other people. So I don't know.
It seems like your initial transition in Chicago has been mostly positive. Then what's the difference? How was the move? Like, what's been the biggest struggle? Then it seems like everything's going well for Tate. So what's been the biggest struggle with this whole move?
Yeah, I would say I'm settling in now. I definitely came in like hot, like doing a lot, doing videos, my goals, blah blah. But I think this week I showed up on Monday. Did my 5 blogs, made some TikToks. Yesterday, did my 5 blogs, made some TikToks. Today, did my 5 blogs, made some TikToks. I think that's more like what I'm being asked to do moving forward. I loved, hosting the rundown. I hope I get to continue to do that. I went on Tate'S' show to talk Buckeyes. I did mostly sports. Went on the Yak. I think I kind of like did the car wash at first, and it was a blast. But I also, Dave hired me to write. So like I kind of reflected like last Sunday, and I was like, all right, I don't want anyone to be able to look at me and say, why isn't he in the top 10 bloggers? Why isn't he in the top 5 bloggers? So I've been doing that. The hardest adjustment, this apartment, when I've been hinting at this freaking MTV Cribs blog that I've been doing.
Yeah.
It's been a disaster. I have been sleeping on the floor. For the first week, I slept on the floor.
Shout out Mook.
Shout out Mook. I ordered a TV stand, and I've been. First of all, are you guys handsy people? Are you guys able to set things up with instructions?
Yeah,
I mean, if I follow the instructions to a T and I have someone sitting there with me so I don't blow my brains out, yes, but not particularly.
So I tried to set it up. My TV stand had a crack in it. They were like, all right, package it back up, send it back. They sent me another one. Opened it up, broken in half. I was like, all right, send me another one. So I'm on my third TV stand. I really want to like do this MTV Cribs, like show my balcony, show my amenities. Like, is my rent too high? Chicago people, tell me what's up. Been struggling with the apartment, so we'll get it figured out here soon.
Yeah,
I think that's anybody moving into a place though. You don't move into like 3+ months after fully. So
That, and I don't know if you guys saw. So I'm in. I don't know where I am honestly, but all I know is the first night I got here, I got home at like 7:00. Went to work all day, got home at 7:00. Tried to go down and get Chipotle. I'm in some like business district where all the restaurants close at 6.
Yeah,
So
that is weird. That's
nuts.
terrible.
6 is crazy.
You can't stay up. Yeah, see that kills the nighttime blogging. You got to have a little snack too.
I know. So
When I went to that, I'm sure you probably just know from the run themselves, but I went to Dunk City. That FGCU is where I went to college.
Oh,
I moved 30 minutes south to Naples, Florida now, and it's like I remember like the grocery store closes at 9 and stuff, and I was like, what the hell, dude? And they're like, well, you live in an old people's place, whatever. So to hear 6:00, I'm like, wait,
Yeah, in
what?
Chicago, that's
In
surprising.
Chicago? What?
Chipotle on Saturday and Sunday closes at 3 p.m.
The fuck?
How did they stay in business? Like what?
I don't
Church
know.
ain't
but
even that long.
The first night I tried to go, Chipotle closed. I went to McDonald's, closed. I came back and I had I like had my stuff that I like brought from Ohio to like pack a lunch. My first dinner here was like Dunkaroos, a Capri Sun, and a peanut butter and jelly.
Yeah.
What kind of Dunkaroos?
Just the vanilla icing on the.
Oh yes, you're like, oh, see, fucking guy Tate. If you said the vanilla cookies with the chocolate ones, I would have had to say, of course, Ohio State would go with that. But
You mentioned
I like you even more now.
You mentioned during that the priority is blogging.
Yeah.
But you also wrote that, the director, who was the head of production in Chicago, came to you and was like, "Hey, what this Billy Mincy son? Is that how you would pronounce it?"
We had
It's
the
got some
production.
legs.
It
Right.
does. I'm excited. The production meeting was today. Might have a new name. But
Spoilers or
Mincy
no?
son's a little
Spoilers
tough.
yet?
yeah, we were tossing some ideas out there. So it's Billy Madison. So I was
Mhm.
like, oh, Benny Mincyson. We could just go Mincy Madison, which I think I liked a lot. Mincy, Big Cat was just like Mincy versus school. Someone said like,
That's
like
a
Brown,
big cat's brain right there.
yeah, like Brown versus the Board of Education. We could do Mincy versus the Board of Education.
Also good.
But no, I met with the head of production today. I think he was impressed. He texted me like right after me. He's like, dude, this is going to be good, because I don't know what a production meeting looks like.
Mhm.
So I just did what like a 7th grade student would do. I made a PowerPoint and I like put my title and it like zoomed onto the page. I was like,
Yes, hell yeah.
But I think not to give away too much, but I'm hoping to include other Barstool personalities. And Big Cat kind of said that like maybe he'll do first grade with
White Sox Dave, Nicky
White Sox
Smokes.
Dave. Yep.
We could probably guess the people that would be a good
Yeah.
competitor. Yeah.
Yeah.
I actually screenshotted that in your blog. I was gonna like go through and give you a recommendation for each
Well, you
grade.
can't. I presented I had 12 assignments and 12 Barstool personalities today and put some time into it. And he said it was pretty good. So I think he's going to turn it into like, I don't know, like he kept saying like a pro plan, like a production plan. And then he's going to pitch it to like sponsors or Big Cat, or I don't know, but there's definitely legs on that.
That was my follow-up question to that, is on that. So like the graphic that you used was teach lesson, live test on yak, pass, party, detention, failed, detention, repeat grade. On the live test on yak thing, so I was thinking, if you're going to try to make it a piece of content, I don't think that'd be like very possible. I feel like you'd have to still have that classroom setting, no?
Yeah, I may have misspoke on that part. That was just like, here's what I'm thinking at first. I think the general idea might be I'm going to teach him. Like, I'm going to be a teacher, he's going to be a student, and we're going to film that. And then we got to figure out how to assess him at the end.
Yeah, okay.
We didn't want anyone to be able to be like, you edited it so he passed or he didn't pass or whatever. Like, we want people to see, like, so I might teach him everything you'd learn in first grade, release that video, and then we'll find a time for like people to tune in
For like a
and
live test. Okay.
a live test of something he would have to do, and you can watch him pass or
Yeah.
fail.
Right.
You
That's what I was worried about. I was like, how does that turn into content if you teach the lesson and then you live test right away in the yak? Oh, that's what I was confused on. So I got
I think it might be, I don't know. He's going to figure it out, but it's going to be like video come out, maybe 3 in a week. And then like a Friday will be the test or something like that. But it's going to be, it's definitely rolling. But the concern is valid. That you're right about that.
Yeah, it's gonna be electric.
Even if you did, I guess doing the live test, they do it on the yak all the time with like the hidden camera, quote unquote, or whatever, where they just have the guys sitting on one side of the screen and then something live that's going on in the other, so they could just do it, cut into a different camera in a different room. He doesn't have to actually do it, in the yak room or whatever, which is, I don't know. This is just I'm so excited for this dude. Like I was like a TV productions guy when I was in high school. I did like 4 years of TV productions. I was like the anchor on the news and stuff. I did the sports and like did all this stuff. I thought I was going to be a sports broadcaster or a journalist too. Like that was what I had originally thought. I went into coaching and then got into teaching from that. Actually, I went kind of backwards. But I did a video where it was like basically a ripoff of Billy Madison, where I went to each grade, whatever. It was all set up and everything. So like, and it won like the school award for like, best movie, whatever. So like thinking back to it, I'm like, that was so shitty too. Like, this is going to be so much better. Like, I'm so pumped for this, dude. Like, if you need anything 6th through 8th grade, I teach 6th and 8th grade math, and I have access to language arts, history, whatever you need. So anything you need.
Mincy's been like bopping around being like, what's going on? I was like, Mincy, you're just gonna have to show up to school, buddy. Like, I can't be telling you what's coming.
Yeah, that's what they have to do.
Has he followed you in the bathroom yet?
Is that a thing he does?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
No, me and Mincy have some quality time together.
Mook just said today on the yak, he walked back, he was like trying to hustle, and gave Mincy a, hey, what's up, Mince? And then ran to the restroom, and Mincy followed him in there to keep talking to him, tell him about his day. So it'll happen.
I love Mincy, but yeah, we get some quality time together because I like to blog in the quiet, so I've been coming in early, whatever. And then Mincy's been doing Wake Up Mincy. So there's like this like time zone where like he finishes that and I'm standing up there by myself, and he just trots over and he's like, "What you working on today?"
Yeah.
And
then he tells you all about his day and what he's gonna do. Yeah, I can imagine. There was one thing you said in Stooley Wednesday. Shout out to those that joined Stooley Wednesday for when Tate was in there, that I think we need to revisit. You're a Cavaliers fan.
Yeah.
Good. I had this on there. We need this story.
You're a Cavaliers fan who is pissed off that LeBron brought you a title. Do I have that right?
100%. And everyone that knows me knows it. So do you want me to read?
Yeah. Why is that? Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, we need it. We need you on video so we could clip the video of you saying it. We're going to tag LeBron. We're going to get him interested.
Listen, LeBron, you can make this. No, I don't think you can make this right. I was the biggest LeBron James fan in the world before anyone knew who LeBron James was, because I grew up in Wadsworth, Ohio, 10 minutes away from Akron. My dad and I loved basketball. We would go to all the big high school games, whatever. Okay. I'm in like 1st grade, and this Akron St. Vincent St. Mary team has a really good team, and people are talking about this freshman. He wasn't even the best player on the team, but this freshman's supposed to be really good. So we go watch them. We're checking them out. Sounds good. They make the state Final Four down in Columbus. So we drive 2 hours down to Columbus, and LeBron was number 32 his freshman year. That's how I can prove that I was like first on the scene, is because my first instant messenger name, my first email, like when my parents let me make like an AOL email, was Saint V Star 32, which is when he was a freshman, because then his sophomore year he changed to 23. So anyways, biggest LeBron fan. Comes back his sophomore year. Now all of a sudden people are starting to know him. Now all of a sudden they're getting cool shoes. They're still not on the scene yet big time, but they're like becoming a bigger deal.
Yeah, he's on his way.
And I'm telling all these people in the stands, I'm like, yeah, he used to wear 32. Yeah, I knew this guy. Anyway, I'm like in 2nd grade now.
Yeah.
Or I think I was in 1st grade, 2nd year. So anyways,
okay.
Follow him all the way.
Wait, 1st grade, 2nd year.
First year I was in kindergarten. His sophomore year I was in 1st grade. Sorry.
Oh, okay. I was like, wait, did you have to retake?
His 2nd year in high school, I was in 1st grade.
I got you.
Graduated 1st grade.
Yeah.
So anyways, Sophomore year, again, they win the state championship, and I'm there to see it in Columbus. Junior year, he comes back. Now he's on the cover of Sports Illustrated. He's the chosen one.
Yeah.
He is big time, and he should be. I mean, he's the man. He's the next Michael Jordan.
The chosen one, some would say.
I got that Sports Illustrated, and I know some people sold it, and I know some people like put it away in like a nice sleeve. I carried that with me. I think I was taking it to school every day. Like, take it to school, bring it home, go to his game. Take it to school, bring it home, go to his game. Couldn't get close to him. He makes the state Final Four again. I go down there. He won't sign. He's not signing autographs, nothing, whatever. I watch it. He loses his junior year. I'm sad. I'm crying. Like, oh, my guy lost. I'm the biggest St. V fan. I love Romeo. I love Drew. I love LeBron. I love Corey. I love them all. Okay. Senior year, I'm traveling like he's playing in Zanesville. I'm going to Zanesville. He's playing across the state. I'm going across the state. I'm wearing my mom got me a St. V jersey. I'm in third grade, the biggest St. V fan in the entire world. I finally make it back to the state Final Four. The usher lets me come down. I like tap on his shoulder. I'm like, Mr. James. He's got headphones on. He takes his headphones off and he goes, what? I said, and I hold up this like raggedy, like coffee, hot chocolate spilled all over, gross thing. I have a marker. I'm like, Mr. James, will you please sign my Sports Illustrated? And he just goes, no, I know you're going to, give it to your dad to sell on eBay. Puts it back on, tells the usher to get me away. Usher takes me away. I cry more than I've ever cried in my life. He was my idol.
Well, you were what, 7 years old?
Yeah, I was like third grade.
Yeah,
And
so you're like 8 years old, 9 years old. That's like my daughter right now. God, that just makes me even more mad. God damn it.
Bawling. My mom will never forgive him. I, being the forgiving person I am, forgave him. When he got drafted to Cleveland and I was in high school and I was in middle school, I'm super pumped. He became my guy again. My family got season tickets. We went to the finals. We got swept. We go to the Eastern Conference Finals. We're watching them beat the Pistons. He is my guy again. I've got his jersey in red or in wine. I've got his jersey in white. I've got his jersey in blue. I've got his jersey in gold. I have forgiven him. He's my guy again. I don't miss a Cavs game.
You never guess what happens next.
And he even said, though, like my favorite thing about him was he said, I will not give up on the city of Cleveland. I promise I'll bring him a ring, and I won't give up until I do. So, and I held him to that. So I'm a junior in high school, and he announces that he's like making his announcement. And I was convinced the only way that you go on national television is to tell the world that you're staying home.
Yeah, staying home. We're having a parade in Cleveland.
Like I said it once, I'll say it again. Like, we're bringing a title to Cleveland.
Right.
He left.
And then he said,
he's
not
like,
one, not two, not three.
Rubbing our faces in it. And let me
real.
tell you this, not that it was my money, but to get, because I think we went to the finals before and we just couldn't win, or we lost to the Celtics. I'm sorry. And to get those tickets, you had to lock yourself in to the next year for the Cavs. So my family had season tickets when the Cavs broke the record of 27 straight losses, and you couldn't give away those tickets.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I was a loser, but I was driving around with my LeBron James jersey shut in my trunk of my car, like driving it like through the dust and the dirt and everything. I hated that guy. And so when he came back, I didn't want him to come back. Like, no, dude, I want to win one without you. And then he came back. And it was special. It was Father's Day. My dad and I, went down to Cleveland. We stopped at his dad's grave and took a shot before we went to Cleveland. And it was a big day for Cleveland. Like, I cried. The parade was awesome. We went to the parade, but and everyone knows it, I wanted us to lose. Not in the game. It wasn't like I was like cheering for the Warriors, but man, if the Browns did it or the Indians did it or the Cavs did it once LeBron left again.
So the worst part is that he brought one back first.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because people love him, and people are like, how could you hate LeBron? He brought you a championship. Well,
Yeah, but that's like, oh God, that's like
That's deeper than that.
this
There's
is
a
like this
story
is
to
like
this shit.
yeah, this is like if Giselle goes back to Brady now and it's like, well, what do you mean? Like she's a supermodel. It's like, no, dude, like she just was fucking her yoga teacher, dude. No way.
Andy had to do it with a super team. Like, man, I love Saint v. LeBron. Cleveland, the first time around LeBron, when he's taken like a group of nobodies and it's like Cleveland against
Yeah,
the
that was
world.
sick.
Like, we're going
Yeah.
up against the Celtics. We're going up against it. Man, I've
No.
never been a bigger fan of something in my life.
Right. Dwight Howard fucked it all up. It was going to be Kobe versus LeBron. It was going to be awesome. And LeBron might have beat Kobe for his first chip because Kobe was on the downfall. I'm a Kobe guy, big time Kobe guy, big time Laker guy. I was actually pissed when LeBron signed with us, but you know, we won the bubble. So, you know, we'll hang another banner because that's, you know, what LA does. But yeah, I mean, it's a very unique story. My obviously, you know, being in Toledo, being around all like the Cleveland sports fans and shit, you know, going head to head and football all the time. I like to see a little sadness. My best friend Andrew, he's still a LeBron guy, but he also didn't get stood up in third grade, so I can understand the sadness.
Yeah, and I'm telling you, I'm the biggest hater. I know there's haters out there. There's no one that hates that guy more than my mom, and she did not forgive him. Because like, think about your son or your daughter.
Dude.
Kindergarten, first grade, second grade, third grade.
No, yeah.
I just said that's my daughter is going, she's in second grade right now. So I'm just thinking like if she loved somebody for the past 3 years and then we see them.
It'd be so awesome if
get
LeBron
away.
didn't give your daughter an autograph though, Frankie. That'd be so good.
I would just have to hate him so much. It would just be, I might be the biggest hater then if that was the case. Cause
no, it makes sense. It's vindicated for sure.
Thank you.
No, I actually, honestly, it almost like it makes me feel bad because like my buddy, it's actually he's from Ellet. I think it's in Akron. Is that, you know where that is? And when he moved down here, man, it was like all I ever heard about was Ohio and this, and then LeBron came around and it was like, he's the Akron guy. Like he's the best player ever. And he's all Cleveland. And when he left, he was like, fuck LeBron, you know, whatever, blah, blah, blah. And then he came back and it was like, oh, Cavs are about to do it. And I was just like, wait, how could you be like that? That's crazy.
No, I'm pro Dan Gilbert. I love the letter. Dan Gilbert's my guy. But no, I'm out on LeBron.
All right, well, here we'll change because this is a question that actually kind of is good segue then, because it's talking about how you feel about people. Was there anybody like that you either had like you thought like, oh, this guy seems really cool, or this girl seems really cool, and then they were actually assholes, or is there someone who you were like, oh man, I gotta watch out for this guy or girl, and then you got there and you're like, whoa, they're fucking cool as hell, like you're like friends with these people when you didn't think you'd be, or something like that?
Like in the Chicago office right now?
Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah, definitely. I would say, first of all, everyone has been super nice. Even I would say like the free throw thing really opened my eyes to like.
Yeah, we missed that.
Yeah, the fact that PFT is like a megastar and his role in my 7 hours of shooting free throws was to rebound the entire time, like showed me like that's really cool. Like PFT doesn't need to be there in the middle of the night. He's not even the free throw shooter. He's rebounding for people. So
it's
like
all hands on deck.
Yeah, and he'll hit you with the "What's up, Tate?" and like he'll wear his Coors Light Nike shoes around, and he's I don't know. I don't feel like anyone treats like anyone differently. Like some of the coolest people there are the people that are like the production guys on the other side, and it's just a very cool environment. As for people that I've like really enjoyed, the original Chicago guys still have like the advice and the connections, and like Eddie and Chief have been extremely nice to me. Also Nicky Smokes, I think I didn't really know him at all, but like he's a vibes guy and he's like a cool dude. And, I enjoy sitting there and blogging next to him, you know, in the morning. So, Kate is super nice. Tate'S has been super nice. KB and Nick, I think, are the funniest two people in the office, and they'll say 100%. What's up to me. And so it's, I don't know what I thought it was going to be like, cause I know I was coming in like guns a-blazing with different things, but Was it first day of school vibes when you walked in? Did you have your backpack and your Lunchable packed? You're ready to go? Like, was it first day of school? How'd you feel? I mean, I do take a backpack every day with a packed lunch.
Yeah. Were you like a little intimidated though?
No, I have my Coach Moore book bag.
Oh, there you go.
Oh,
Hell yeah.
nice.
Yeah.
I was gonna say that before. Do we need to beep out the fact that you just like doxed your name, your full name? But then I realized like it's
No.
been out there actually. So
No. First day, again, the free throw thing was the best thing that could have happened to me because was I nervous? Yes, I was extremely nervous to like go meet these people that I chirped at or that I didn't know or what did they think or whatever. But then coming in and doing the free throw thing when we were all on the same page and all on the same team, let me meet people like Dave, Dan, PFT, Stephen Che, Kirk, Big T, Mark Titus. And it's like, I know we only shot free throws together, but then when I came back the next time, it was like, oh, what's up, Tate? How you doing?
Yeah, there's that essence of teamwork. There's that camaraderie. That's that locker room shit you were talking about earlier. I mean, that's boys being boys. Hey, let's set this fucking record. The NBA team can't beat us. Yeah, that's awesome. I mean, it was a fucking awesome stream.
I'm gonna say right now though,
shout out Mantis for making 99 in a row 4 times. I know he's not a Barstool guy right now, but he's fucking grinding. That's crazy.
He can shoot the basketball.
Yeah, he's still going. He got kicked out of the gym he was in. It was crazy.
Oh wait, he never did the 100.
No, he got kicked out. He got kicked out because he was there for 4 days.
But dude, shout out you, by the way, because it's hilarious. In my head, I'm thinking if I'm you driving, what was it, 4 hours?
Dude, it was longer than that. I lived on the east side of Columbus. It took me 5 hours and 45 minutes to get there.
Oh shit! So about 6 hours. So a 6-hour drive, you're driving there, and you're thinking like, oh man, how are these people gonna feel? I've been going pretty hard at these guys, you know. I didn't even think of that at all. In my head, I'm thinking you're driving there going, fuck, dude, I gotta not miss one free throw, which is so hard to do. And you were on fire, dude. I mean, you and Tate'S were incredible. And Tate'S said the same thing, is like you miss one and you feel like you missed 100 in a row because he just hit 20, whatever, and then misses one, and it's like,
Yeah. That I will say this, the hardest thing I ever had to do. So that day I woke up, taught. So I'm up at like 4:30 in the morning, whatever, taught 7 to 3. Okay. Basketball practice, 3:30 to 5:30. Then I like made my free throw video, went and did like a radio spot at a local place for the basketball team. Didn't get home till like 9. At 10 o'clock, Dave messaged me. He's like, come. So I've been up since 4:30 in the morning.
Yeah.
It's now 10 p.m. I'm ready to go to bed. I then drive 6 hours. I stop twice to pee. And then I walk in and I had no idea where they were at. And they were just like, we're at 30. This is the farthest we've been in hours. Can you make 2 free throws? And I was like, I think so.
Right.
So I get off the freaking bus. I make my first 2 free throws.
That was the
and I'm like,
clutchest.
well, I remember they were like, thank God.
Dude, you made your name right there. If you missed those, you might have been the ringer. You might have been in his shoes.
Was then Dave's like, so he said, I need you to make 2. Because remember, everyone had to make 2. He's like, we need you to make 2. So I made my 2. Now they're all like celebrating. And Dave's like, can you do more? Can you do more? And I'm like, can I like?
Yeah, let me get loose.
That's crazy, dude.
Right. You want to talk? That's fourth quarter being down 1, and you got 2 shots at the line. Like, here you go.
The only thing that would have been better, we got so close on that one. So we had not used our mulligan yet. And now we're at 32. We only needed 9 more. I'm pretty sure, I know Tate'S missed 1. So we used the mulligan. And then I think maybe like Dan missed 1.
It was Big Cat. Yeah, Big Cat missed 39.
I was say Tate'S missed at like 37, I think it was, or 34 or 5. And then Big Cat missed the.
If I would have left at 10 p.m., driven till 4 in the morning, got off, made 2 free throws, and then us be done. I'd be like, all right, I'm out.
Yeah, right. That'd be awesome. That'd be worth it. Be like, all right, you're welcome.
Well, dude, that video, I actually remember like watching the video of you driving there, and I was like, oh shit, did he just quit? Like, is he actually going to go back and teach? And I'm thinking to myself,
yeah.
Wait, you did quit right then? I thought you still finished.
Yeah, no. What happened was this. First of all, and let's also not forget, during that entire 6 hours, Pat Bev also showed up to the office. There was a chance that they were going to finish it, and then I was going to have to turn around. That would have sucked.
Right. That was one of the main things on the stream. You were about an hour into the drive, and they were like, what if we just finish this and Tate hasn't got here yet? And then they were like, he's got to turn around and go home. And they were like, laughing. I'm thinking to myself, God damn, dude, that would be brutal.
No, a true story is, so I had agreed with my principal on a finish date. Like, hey, I'm starting March 11th. I'm going to work till like March 1st, whatever. And I took my last day off that I could on the day where I like signed my contract. There was like a DraftKings meeting. There was whatever. So I had no more days I could take off. And this free throw thing happened. And I tried to call my principal, but it was 10 p.m. and he didn't answer. And then I texted him and he didn't answer. And I was like, hey, dude, like, not hey, dude, but hey, Ben, I am going to stop working here. I'm stopping working here in 2-3 weeks anyways. So I have to do this. I know this puts you in a really tough spot. I'm not going to be at work tomorrow. Probably not going to be at work the next day. So I'm going to resign from teaching. And so I don't know what day that was, like a Tuesday or Wednesday. I missed the next 3 days, and he let me come in on Friday and teach one last day on Friday, and then I was done.
That's nice of him. But did you explain? He's like, yeah, I have to go shoot free throws in Chicago right now. The boys need me.
I didn't hear from him until like 5 a.m. the next day. And he was just like, okay, well, I will have to talk to the superintendent about this. Obviously, you will not be getting paid for days that you won't work here. And I'll see if we can move your because it ultimately came down to they were accepting my resignation.
Right.
If I quit, they weren't going to accept that. And then I could get in trouble with my teaching license or whatever. So we agreed to let me resign on that Friday.
Oh, okay. So it all worked out.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I didn't realize. I guess I was thinking because you don't teach and coach at the same school.
Correct.
Right. So you were done with them, but you were still coaching.
Yep. I stopped. So I only taught after the free throw thing. I taught one more day, and it was that Friday. And then I just continued to coach, for the next 3-4 weeks.
Oh, yeah.
Which that was the life. I need to go back.
That's what I was thinking.
Oh my God.
That's probably what you wanted to do. You're like, damn, dude, I wouldn't even have to move my job. I could have just done blogging now and then coached when I wanted to. This would have been it. That would have been great. If you could have lived off of $500 every 2 weeks, life would have been good.
The first
That's
time
the definition of Barstool Sports. Right there.
The first time Dave reached out about full time, he was like, and I assume you just want to stay in Ohio. That's what my life would have been. I might have been able to keep coaching. I don't know, but I would way rather be in the mix here.
Yeah, you throw in a substitute job every now and then. Maybe they keep you on.
Yeah, I mean, it's stay in Ohio, do your blogs that are great. Don't get me wrong. Or you get to be the fucking commander in chief of the United States of America, and you have a bunch of Tate'S that are on. I mean, it's crazy, dude. You're fucking, like I said in the DMs, I'm like, you're an absolute rocket ship right now, dude. I was like, this is insane.
That leads right into my next question. How do we get a role? What roles are open? Is the staff filled up? What's going on?
We're always enlisting. Here we go, like that. We're enlisting. We have the Senate in the House of Representatives, and then I've made one of the guys in there that knows what he's doing, kind of runs the show for me. I post my Tate of the Unions, and then he creates different channels, and we've got blog ideas. We've got grading the blog things. We've got content, tweets, gambling. We've got just different channels in there, and we're always
we're late on the Discord. We got to get in there, Frankie. I don't know how we're not.
I know. I'm gonna get into the legislative branch.
Yeah,
that's good.
There you go.
That's
I
good.
like that. Yeah, good job.
We have my favorite channel in there is the memes channel. And I'll just be like, yo, I need some memes for my picks today, or hey, make some memes for future use or whatever. And there's some creative people in there.
Yeah, I bet.
Oh yeah, I gotta get in this for sure. I don't. Sorry,
that's one thing we've been. No, you're fine. That's one thing we've slacked on, dude. We got to be better at Discord. We just suck at it. We need to get a guy.
I didn't know what it was. I made a group me at first when I announced it. And I made a group me, and I think we had 700 people join the group me. And there's no way to just me talk.
Yeah.
That group me for the first
that's chaos.
Was a absolute war zone.
I can't even imagine, dude.
So I was like, someone was like, yeah, you got to go to Discord. So someone made me a Discord. I don't know.
No, that's fucking
awesome. Yeah, the Anus Discord I'm on, and there's a couple other ones, and they are incredible. So yeah, I definitely got to get in that. And like I said, even the Anus one, I don't go on it enough. I used to go on it all the time. They had the T-shirt ideas, and man, there was some shit there that's just.
I need to do T-shirt ideas. That's smart.
Yeah. See, that's the thing. Tate'S will be tough for me to wear because it's way too close to Patriots. But United Tate'S of America, your boy's in.
Yeah, I'm also.
So just Tate match. I'm in.
Yeah, I still got a sour taste in my mouth from the Jesse James catch. That was a catch and not ruled a catch. But That leads me right into Browns versus Steelers. I'm at your neck. It's gonna happen. I'm sorry, but that's just that's football season. That's the
Do you
locker
think the
room,
Steelers
locker
are
room.
better than the Browns right now?
I think organizationally, yes.
Okay. Yeah, but also the Browns
Yeah,
have
no,
they're on
the difference is offensive line. You guys have the best offensive line in the NFL, and you listen to Harbaugh talk about it. Harbaugh just said he's like that's the most important unit on the field. Steelers have struggled in that in the past few years. At the end of Ben's career, we really had that. But no, I think we're on our way back for sure. I mean, Russ is going to be a perfect mentor for Justin just for a year. He's a pro. He knows how to go in there and lead a locker room. I think we're going in the right direction. Kenny Two Gloves is out of the building. I tried to root for that motherfucker as hard as I could, and I couldn't because he blowed. He was bad. He missed Deontay over the middle. He missed George on a flat. Like easy NFL throws he couldn't make. Russ is going to do that. He's going to teach Justin how to do that, and then Justin's going to come in there with fresh legs and tear up the league there for a few years. I believe in every direction they're going.
I hate that Justin Fields went there because obviously I'm a huge Justin Fields fan.
Right? Yeah, I love it. So I am a Buckeye, but like not a Buckeye. But I went to Toledo, but I'm a Buckeyes fan because
it's going to put me in a tough spot because like I don't I hate Michigan. I don't hate like I'm not like I don't like the Steelers, but it's
I was at the Myles Garrett game. I hate the Browns.
Okay.
I was there when he hit Mason Rudolph in the head with the helmet. I was walking out of the stadium getting booed and shit thrown at me, and while I'm yelling out assault, I'm holding up the Schefter tweet, just yelling assault, fucking walking out the stadium.
I was raised more to hate the Ravens because my dad had to go through them leaving Cleveland. But no, I dislike
the hate.
But I dislike the Steelers. But I think honestly, the division this year, I think is the toughest division. Like
we were last year. It was the best division of football last year. It's going to be it again. You're going to healthy Joe Burrow back. Yeah.
Yeah. I think we have the worst quarterback in the AFC North.
At least you're honest about Deshaun Watson.
If he can get to what he was, great. But like Joe Burrow's a monster. Lamar Jackson's MVP. You guys, I don't know who you're going to start. I know they say
Russ is going to start.
Thank you for not saying anything positive about Russell Wilson and fucking Justin Fields, who are proven to not be good now. Even though I will say, if the Jets had either one of them, I'd be happy with it. Not now, since we have Aaron Rodgers, even though he might be a vice president or something.
He's with the RFK, bro.
You are just like all of my Steeler friends fans that are like, oh, dude, Russell Wilson now, dude, we're gonna be so good. I'm like, dude, you were just talking about how much shit he was, how garbage he was in the Broncos. He couldn't even pass more touchdowns than bathrooms he had. Now all of a sudden he goes to the Steelers. It's like, well, we're just gonna change.
I think I said what we're getting is a pro, someone that knows how to lead a locker room. I didn't say anything about.
You said he was gonna hit people in the flats. He's not going to hit people.
He definitely can. I just watched.
He's going to eat. He's going to eat flats, and he's going to
freaking interview. We can get into sports after this. Frank, come on now. I know
you brought up
your anger on Mac Jones, not me. All right, this isn't. Come on now. You guys couldn't beat the Patriots with Mac Jones. It's not my fault.
What are you talking about? We did. That was literally the last game of the year. That was like the highlight of my life as a Jets fan, is that we beat the Patriots on the last game of Belichick's Jets versus Patriots career. And Mac Jones gets the boot because of us. So,
well, we beat you in the AFC Championship, so it doesn't matter. Tate, going forward, what do we expect going forward from Tate?
I'm definitely going to focus on the blog. I'm really excited about the Mincy thing. I don't know where that's going to take us, but I've also really enjoyed hosting the Rundown. I hope that gets to continue. Shout out John Rich. He makes those decisions.
He's the man.
Yeah, he is.
From Bowling Green, right next door to me.
Friend of the program.
Yeah.
Yep. So we're gonna. I talked to Hank, and I'm trying to get up the TikTok, and I was like asking Hank, like, how can I tell if like I'm doing good? What benchmark should I have? Whatever. And he just said, do your thing for 6 months, and then you'll have the answer to those questions. So
did you talk to Jack Mack?
Yes.
Okay.
For the TikTok stuff.
Yeah. Yeah,
I would say Jack Mack has been extremely helpful. I had a phone call with him. We texted a bunch.
Didn't you post something about that?
Yeah, him and Frank.
Yeah, he's a monster on TikTok, and now he's full-time content. And I'm just like, dude, what advice do you have? So the fact that like some people are saying like, oh,
don't
dude,
post Caleb Williams tweets.
No, that was some people are saying like, oh, you're just mimicking Jack Mack on TikTok. Jack Mack's telling me what to do.
Right, it works. It works.
You're like, thank
Proven
you.
model. Yeah.
Thank you. I'm listening to my teacher. Thank you. Like,
I like even today, like I posted one about Caitlin Clark, and he was just, and it did well. And he just texted me. He's like, "Hey, this was good. Something to think about moving forward is this." So I'm very thankful that he's willing to help me because, dude, he's got like 1 million TikTok followers.
Yeah, he's a legend on TikTok. We were fortunate enough to have him on pretty early, like in when we started. He's the man, and he's awesome. And people sleep on Jack Mack. Obviously he knows what the fuck he's doing. Another guy that knows what he's doing, who you had a business call with, Francis. What are you guys doing there? Making the blog better?
It was we were floating an idea out there that maybe if we ever get into a situation where it's Barstool against the world or whatever, that we might need to like do a little tag team blog.
oh, dude, I was hoping that's what you were going to say.
Yeah.
I was hoping you weren't going to say blog wars between you two, because that would be you two are some of the greatest writers that I've read on that site ever, and it's like, oh, I wouldn't even want to see that. So
yeah, we were, not to get too deep into it, but we were both on the same page that I appreciate what he said. I think he's fantastic. The way he writes, like that is someone that I've been reading for however long because I love reading good writing. And he was like, dude, when you came in, like it made it like competitive. Like I wanted to start writing again to like remind people like, yo, this guy's really good. But we were just spitballing ideas of like maybe things that we could do in the dog days of summer that would entertain people on the blog. Like how could you had
your bracket idea, which I imagine could be in play, or
the bracket would be fun, but even just like, I don't know. We're spitballing ideas, and we're going to talk again about maybe a series that we could do together. I like the tag team idea. It doesn't have to be like a hit piece, but like him go, I go, or like even like in the NBA finals, like they play like a best of 5. Like what if we did like a best of 5? Like the fans came up with a topic, we both wrote about it, or we had a speed round, or
that's smart, and it gets people involved with the blog. I like that. Yeah.
Like
what if you had like a blog where like you wrote the first paragraph, he wrote the second paragraph, and you guys just kind of like built off each other? That'd be pretty sick too if you could do that.
You might have been eavesdropping into our conversation.
There you go.
That'd be pretty crazy. I mean, that's tough to do. I mean, if you think about it, like I said, I'm a teacher right now, and my buddy's the language arts teacher in 6th grade, and we were just talking. He's like, I don't even want to read half of these. I know how terrible they're going to be. They can't even like put 2 paragraphs together. So to have to use it with somebody else's, that'd be pretty cool.
Yeah,
we won't go any further though.
The whole Jersey Jerry thing with like Kevin Conley, like if I just envision that type of thing ever happened again, like the Bash Bros in the Mighty Ducks, like
love it.
Put me and Francis in the penalty box. Like, all right, he'll go for a little bit, tag me in. I'll go for a little bit. I'll tag him in. We'll keep going. So
that's awesome.
I'm putting this in my to-do list here. I got to get you in, Francis, in that clip where the Bash Bros come out in Mighty Ducks.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, I got to do that. I'll send that to you later though. Get that. That's gonna be good.
No, that's awesome. Frankie, do you have anything else for him that we're missing?
I don't think so. I think
I'm through on mine.
Stuff.
Well, yeah, I'm through on mine, Tate, and you say hour 20. That we're running pretty long here, and we appreciate your time, bro. Staying up late. We know you got to be first in the office tomorrow. Shout out you for recognizing that posting those tweets is probably good.
Yeah,
like taking those ones off are solid. But no, we appreciate your time, man. Easy guy to talk to, and thanks a lot for coming on, man. Like, and we can't wait to see you grow, man. It seems like you're on an upward path, so keep it going.
Thank you. I think this is so cool. So thanks for thinking of me, and I appreciate you guys.
Yeah, absolutely, brother. Appreciate your time.
It's the Barstool Breakdown. Go ahead and give it to me. Breakdown. Let's listen to those guys. Breakdown. What's happening in Barstool this week? Breakdown is part time. It's more